We fitted more than 200 air-to-air systems across London and Hertfordshire. Last year, we consulted more than 100 homeowners on air-to-air systems, helping them choose the most suitable option for their home. In this video, I'm going to explain what an air-to-air heat pump really costs to run in London, both for cooling in summer and heating in winter. I'll cover where the running costs are usually quite low and what makes the difference between an efficient system and one that wastes electricity. The main point is simple. An air-to-air heat pump is not automatically cheap to run, and it is not automatically expensive either. The real running cost depends on the room, the insulation, your energy tariff, the system design, and how you actually use it. Section 1. What an air-to-air heat pump actually is. An air-to-air heat pump is essentially a fixed air conditioning system that can cool your home in summer and provide heating in winter. It has an outdoor unit and one or more indoor units that heat or cool the air in specific rooms. In most cases, it will not heat your hot water, and it does not work in the same way as a full gas central heating system with radiators throughout the house. The best way to think about it is targeted comfort. It can work very well in all rooms of your house, kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms, conservatories, loft rooms. Where it tends to struggle is when one wall-mounted unit is expected to heat a large drafty house through open doors, corridors, and stairways. That is why multiple units indoors is the best solution. Section 2. The quick running cost answer. For winter heating, the answer depends on what you are comparing it with. Compared with direct electric heaters, fan heaters, convectors, or older electric heating, an air-to-air heat pump can be much cheaper to run. Compared to a gas boiler, the biggest factor is zoning. Instead of heating the whole house for 8 pence per kilowatt hour, making the cost much higher, using an air-to-air heat pump heats just that room for a fraction of the cost. Compared with a modern gas boiler, it is not automatically cheaper. It depends on whether the system is designed properly, how you use it, and whether you have things like solar panels, battery storage, or cheaper off-peak electricity. For summer cooling in London, the running cost is usually lower than many homeowners expect. For cooling a bedroom overnight, it can often cost pence rather than pounds. Bedroom cooling is at around 10 pence per night, which is about 0.4 kilowatt hours of electricity based on the April to June 2026 price cap electricity rate. For occasional use during a heat wave, a fixed split system is much quieter, more comfortable, and more efficient than a portable air conditioning unit with a hose hanging out of the window. Section 3. The electricity price changes everything. Using the Ofgem April to June 2026 direct debit price cap figures, electricity is around 24.67 pence per kilowatt hour, while gas is around 5.74 pence per kilowatt hour. That difference matters because electricity costs much more per unit than gas. The advantage of a heat pump is that it can produce roughly 3 or 4 units of heat for every 1 unit of electricity it uses. At a coefficient of performance of 3, electricity at 24.67 pence becomes useful heat at around 8.2 pence per kilowatt hour. At a coefficient of performance of 4, it becomes useful heat at around 6.2 pence per kilowatt hour. That is why an air-to-air heat pump can easily beat direct electric heating, but may only compete with gas when the design, usage, and tariff all line up properly. Section 4. Summer cooling costs. In summer, a well-designed air-to-air heat pump is usually affordable to run because it does not need to cool the entire house all day. Most London homeowners mainly want comfort in bedrooms, loft rooms, home offices, or south-facing living areas. I usually recommend cooling the room sensibly instead of setting the unit to the lowest temperature. A 3.5 kilowatt air conditioning unit does not mean it uses 3.5 kilowatts of electricity every hour. That figure normally refers to cooling output, not constant electricity consumption. This is where a lot of homeowners overestimate the running cost. They see a powerful unit and assume it will cost pounds per hour. But the real electricity draw can be much lower once the room has reached temperature. The expensive way to use air conditioning is to cool every room all day, with doors open, windows letting heat in, and the temperature set too low. The efficient way is to cool the rooms that matter at the times they matter to a comfortable and sensible temperature. Section 5. Winter heating costs. Winter heating is where expectations need to be realistic. If you currently use direct electric heating, an air-to-air heat pump can be a very strong upgrade. In one homeowner example, around 10 kilowatt hours per day of electric heater use was replaced by roughly 1.7 to 2.9 kilowatt hours per day from a split heat pump in mild winter conditions. At 24.67 pence per kilowatt hour, that changes the daily cost from about £2.47 to somewhere between 42 pence and 72 pence. That is a significant difference. But if you already have gas central heating, I recommend looking carefully at the specific rooms you want to heat. Heating one open-plan kitchen diner with a well-positioned indoor unit can make a lot of sense. Trying to heat a 3-story Victorian terrace from one wall unit will usually lead to cold spots, long running times, and disappointment. Section 6. Why London homes need careful design. London homes vary a lot. A new built flat, a Victorian terrace, a 1930s semi, a basement flat, and a loft conversion will all behave differently. In a well-insulated room, the heat pump can reach temperature quickly and then run gently. In a leaky room, the unit may keep working because heat is escaping almost as quickly as it is being produced. That is why two homeowners can install similar systems and still end up with very different bills. I recommend assessing the room before choosing the unit. If the room has poor insulation, drafty windows, large areas of glazing, or poor airflow, the system will have to work harder. A good installer should not just ask how many rooms you have. They should look at heat gain, heat loss, how the room is used, indoor unit placement, outdoor unit location, drainage, noise, and access for servicing. Section 7. The best uses for air-to-air heat pumps. The happiest homeowners usually have a clear reason for installing the system. Bedrooms are one of the best examples because better sleep during a London heatwave makes an immediate difference. Loft rooms are another strong use because they often overheat in summer and become cold quickly in winter. Garden offices also work well because a split heat pump is normally far better than relying on a fan heater. Conservatories can benefit too, as they are often difficult to use in both summer and winter without proper heating and cooling. Open-plan living areas can work very well when the indoor unit is placed where air can move properly through the space. I recommend avoiding vague aims like one unit to sort out the whole downstairs. A good quote should clearly explain which spaces need comfort and exactly how the system will serve them. Section 8. The costs people forget. Running cost is not just about electricity. A poor installation can create hidden costs through noise, vibration, water leaks, ugly pipework, awkward servicing, and repairs. Outdoor unit placement is very important. A unit might look quiet on paper, but it can still be annoying in real life if it sends vibration through a bedroom wall or sits too close to a neighbor. Condensate drainage also matters. A bad drain route or a noisy pump can make an otherwise good system frustrating to live with. Indoor unit placement is just as important because a badly positioned unit can blow directly at a bed, sofa, or dining table. I recommend comparing quotes based on design quality, not just the final price. The cheapest quote can become expensive if the system ends up being uncomfortable, noisy, inefficient, or difficult to maintain. Section 9. Final verdict. So, how much does it cost to run an air-to-air heat pump in London? For bedroom cooling, it can be very low, often just pence per night when used sensibly. For occasional cooling during a heat wave, it is usually affordable and far better than a portable unit. For winter heating, it is usually much cheaper than direct electric heating. Compared with gas, it depends on the home, the tariff, the system efficiency, and whether you are heating the right rooms. An air-to-air heat pump is not magic cheap heating, and it is not an expensive gimmick either. In the right London home, with the right design, it can provide fast cooling, efficient top-up heating, quiet comfort, and better control over the rooms you actually use. Tap the link in the description now to arrange a high-quality air conditioning quote. We'll help you choose a system that is powerful, efficient, quiet, and properly suited to your home.